Hello everyone, it is Friday, May 18th, 2018. Of course, Wednesday was New Comic Book Day, and I usually do my videos on Thursday, but my wife and I were able to get tickets to see an advanced screening of Deadpool last night, Thursday night, and so we went and did that. So the video is now on a Friday. So I will show you the books I picked up. I have some covers, some of my favorite covers I'm going to show again, which has been a very popular segment here. And then I have some information that some of you may have heard and some of you may have not on a book that I told everybody about a few weeks ago. So let's jump right into the books, shall we? All New Wolverine number 35 variant, sticking with the Deadpool theme. I just thought it was kind of a funny cover, so I grabbed it. Batman 47. At the movie theater, probably watching Deadpool. That guy right there kind of reminded me of 66 Batman, just kind of, you know, right there. Harley Loves Joker, number 2. There is their relationship in a nutshell. Abusive, abusive, abusive. It amazed me that when I had my shop, parents would bring their kids in, or their little girls in, and look for Harley Quinn stuff or stories with Harley Quinn and the Joker, not realizing that that is a very toxic relationship. And then when people buy them, I try to tell them, they don't believe me, and then they come back and say, hey, why did you let us read that? Well, I try to tell you, so you know, just don't jump on it because you think Harley Quinn is cute and the Joker is funny. So look deeper into that relationship, and that is a bad relationship. I've got my wedding invitation for Selena and Bruce's wedding, July 4th. That is a July 4th release. This is another one of those books, though, that shops are really going to load up on, so there's not going to be a lot of value because everybody and their mother is going to jump on this one. So we'll see what happens with that, but I'm looking forward to it because I'm a huge Batman fan. Back to the books. Weapon H, number 3. Kind of a cool story. The story's kind of hit and miss for me, but I'm going to keep it going. Infidel from Image, number 3. There's only 5 parts to this book, I believe, or 5. I'm not sure how many it is, but we got some information about this coming up. So Infidel, number 3. Garth Ennis has a new book, and I am a huge Garth Ennis fan. Of course, Preacher, Crossed, and just any number of other dark books that he has done. And this is his latest one from Aftershock, A Walk Through Hell. They had 2 copies, but I like the all-black copy right there. I'm hoping to find him so I can get a nice silver signature on this book, and that would be for my personal collection because, again, I am a huge Garth Ennis fan, and I was very excited to read this one. I'm looking forward to that. Tonight is my reading night, so that'll be the first one I read. Batwoman 15. Justice League No Justice, number 2. Number 1, Mighty Thor at the Gates of Valhalla. They had another cover of this, of course, but it had like Thor standing in front of looking at a statue of female Thor, but most of those were damaged, so I picked up this cover right here. A book I'm still really enjoying from Image again, number 3, Gideon Falls. Really cool cover right there. I like that Preacher right there, just kind of wicked looking with the eyes and everything. This was strictly a cover purchase, being a huge Joker fan. Look over the shoulder, you'll know why. This was Bombshells United number 17, and I got it because of the Joker. There he is. As you know, I was a huge Crossed fan. They stopped a few. There was a new storyline coming out, Crossed plus 100 Mimic. And I got 2 of the covers that I really liked because Crossed is a book. The original Crossed had good storylines. 100s I'm not really into, but I do like covers on some of these things for my private collection because I'm a big horror fan, and this is just straight gore and wicked looking. So this is number 1. This is the Fatal Fantasy. There's that right there. And of course, most of you know I have a Freddy Krueger tattoo on my forearm. You can see it right there a little bit. And I saw this and thought, that is a Freddy Krueger all the way. Boom. So, of course, I was going to buy that. This is another book I'm looking forward to reading. But Cross, for me now, with this storyline, ever since Garth Ennis got off of it, it just really doesn't do a lot for me. So, those were the books I picked up today, or excuse me, Wednesday, to show you today. And the news I have, if you have not heard the news, TriStar has bought the rights and they are going to do a movie on Infidel. They announced that a movie is going to be made, and TriStar is not some fly-by-night independent company. It is a major, major player. They bought it. They're going to do it, and this book is starting to move up. I told everybody that this kind of had that feel of a movie, and you barely got to issue 3 when the announcement was made. The announcement was made a couple of days before the release of number 3. So, Infidel number 1, if you can find these. They're going really big on eBay right now. They're up to like $19, $20 a piece since the announcement of the movie. We know how that works in this industry. People will wait for some news and then try to buy them on the secondhand market. I got lucky. I went to my regular store and they had copies sitting on the shelves. They've been sitting there for a while because no one was buying them. So I bought a couple more just to put away because that's just the way it is. So before I show my favorite covers, I was able to pick up and find some of the OWL grading cards for page color quality. We've talked about this, and I was able to find some. There's the front. There's the back. And if you're going to grade comics, you definitely want to use the OWL card because this isn't going to change that much because page quality changes, and they got them all right here, and it's just a scale to use. So why more places don't sell these, I don't know, but I was able to find some online, and I bought a stack of them because you can never have enough of these because you just can't go anywhere and find them. So I was able to buy some of the OWL cards, the Overstreet Comic Grading Guide OWL card. That's kind of the package it comes in. $2.99 or $2.49. To me, money well spent if you're going to grade a lot of books or you want to be consistent with your grading like we've talked about and really do it right. You definitely need some of those OWL cards. So we'll jump into some of my favorite covers. And again, my covers are not necessarily classic books. They're not necessarily expensive books. They're covers that I like, and I kind of explain why. As you know, I love vampires. I have shown all the vampires on my arm over the years. And so this one here, this is from Big Dog Ink. This is Ursa Minor number 2. And this was a cover that I just loved because it's got all vampire theme on it right there. It's signed. I got it signed by a couple of the artists, so I was lucky, happy to get that at the Big Dog Ink table a few years ago, and they had this book sitting there. I just love that cover. To me, that's just vampire in a nutshell. So there's that. One of my favorite McFarlane covers, and again, not because of the price of the book, just because I just like the symbolism of it, and I like the way it looked. Here you go. Detective Comics 577. Batman laying over the tombstone of his mom and dad, gun in his hand, symbolism there, the death, how they were killed. I just loved everything about this. McFarlane did some fantastic covers with Batman and Detective during this time frame, and this was just one of my favorites. I've always loved this book. I have several copies of this book because I just like it. I've said that before. If I like a cover, I'm just going to keep buying it because I just like it. This is a great book. Iron Man number 7. It's George Tuska cover. Now, it's not because of that, but I just always liked the fact that the Gladiator is cutting through the Iron Man sign up there, and this is just a classic cover. Okay, this is just a really nice early Iron Man, and just a classic cover. Just the way it's all cut up, and I just always, you see that, you're just like, yeah, I like that, I want that. This would be a cover that a kid would look at and say, I want that. Kind of off the beaten path, but a cover that always makes me laugh. I love funny, quirky covers. This is from 1958. This is a Harvey Comics, and this is Sad Sack and the Sarge. This is number 6, and this is a very high grade. This is a 9. Comes from my personal collection. I really like it, and it's just, he's stepping on his foot right there. He's got the duty roster with his name on it, looking for him to do some work. Not just a real simple cover, but just something that you look at and it's just kind of, you know, it's funny. It just makes me laugh when I see it. There's that right there. Kind of a classic looking cover here. This is Giant Size Defenders #1. And I like this because I just like the way the characters were drawn. You know, they're busting through the pages right there. You can see, you know, Submariner, Doctor Strange, Hulk, and then Silver Surfer up there. Just really, really like the way this book was. And I remember seeing this as a kid, and I was like, wow, I got to have that book. So Defenders, Giant Size Defenders #1. Another high-grade book. This is in the 9 range, which is probably means it's a 9294 to other people. So there's that right there. And the last book I'm going to show is just kind of a cool book. This is just a book that, you know, you think of Spider-Man. This is just kind of the 60s Spider-Man look. And this is The Amazing Spider-Man #54. This is more of a, I got this as a VF minus. Sorry about the glare. Just a kind of a cool classic cover. You know, you got Doc Ock sitting up there. Spider-Man holding Aunt May. It's just kind of a cool, kind of incorporates a lot of, you know, Spider-Man's very close with his aunt. So it just has a lot, you know, the villain, you know, Spider-Man protecting his aunt. I just always like that. So there's that right there. So those were the books that I picked up. I want to thank everybody for the good comments I got on the shop tour I gave of my local shop I go to, which is Cosmic Comics here in Las Vegas. And, you know, I think we're kind of lucky. We do have some decent shops here. And again, I'll show, I don't compete with other shops. When I had my space, I didn't compete with other shops because I'm not in competition with anybody. I have my own business model, and I enjoy that. So these are the books that I picked up this week. I hope you like the covers, my favorite covers. I'm kind of tired right now because I was up late last night with the movie, but I wanted to get the video out. I do appreciate all that. I mean, give me a comment if you guys picked up Infidel, what you think it's going to be. It's going to be a horror movie, obviously, and TriStar does a really good job with those, so I am looking forward to that movie right there. If you haven't seen Deadpool yet, I liked it. Personally, I thought it was better than the first one. That's my personal opinion, and that's pretty much it for this week. I mean, I hope you liked the books that I showed. Give me a comment or a question. I appreciate all the support. So I hope you liked the video. But as always, nothing I can do for you if you didn't. I will see you next week and have a great, great, and safe week.